Ready? Good evening. Oh, I'm happy to be here, and I'm happy to see everybody who took the time to spend the evening with me. It is beautiful and lovely outside, and it's just as beautiful inside. My name is Theodora Parker, and I'm one of the ministers of the church. And this evening is my turn to just talk a little bit about Science of Mind and why I love it, what it has done for me, and sort of encourage those of you who are here to apply it, take classes, and really enjoy a life on a higher level. But before I go into that, the first thing we always do a spiritual mind treatment, and that is our form of prayer. So I ask, as you just relax, let go, and know that you are in a quiet, a safe place, a loving place. And this treatment is being done for each and every one present here. There is one life. That life is God. That life is perfect, and that is the life of each and every individual present here. The presence and the power of God within each one allows each one to experience the love, the peace, the harmony, and the joy that is deep within. And it is indeed the activity of spirit that is forever moving each one upward and forward into higher states of consciousness, where each one can experience the goodness and the loveliness of spirit that is within. It is all good and it is all God. So if there are thoughts of concern, anything that might have disturbed you during this day, you release it, you let it go, and you make room for the inflow and outflow of spirit as it brings to you your heart's desire and allows you to think and feel and know that all is well. This is the word released in law. The law of mind accepts it, and it is done. And so it is. Okay. On Sunday, our lesson dealt quite a bit with love. And for me, and I'm sure for some of you, it may not be always easy loving yourself. You know, we start to work. You always have to work on that. How many of you have to work on that? Don't tell me. Don't put up your hand. Always loving yourself. As you learn to love yourself, if you find that it becomes easy for you to love others. And we learn that the law of life, that in the law of life that we should give as we receive. So we give love and we receive love. Our spiritual growth takes place as we understand the truth about ourselves, as we understand the truth about God in us, expressing through us and allowing us to experience more of the goodness that is within. We learn to be enriched or enjoy the riches that is really within us already. We study so that we can bring forth all those gifts that are within us. But the focus today is on love, loving yourself. We learn that our spiritual growth is never dependent on anything that outside. It is always an inside job. It is inside. It is already within you. So you grow from within because the Spirit of God within you, the wisdom and the intelligence within you expresses through you, and you are able to express it in your daily activities or whatever you are doing. using your gifts of love. Did you know that you can use your spiritual gifts of love to maneuver in and out of any situation? Did you know that? I think you do. Because sometimes when we encounter situations that we wonder how we could get out of it, remember that if you find yourself in a situation that appears to be continuous activity that is not conducive to your well-being, always apply love. Know that the love that you are expressing towards the situation, or whether it's an individual, it's really the love that you're giving out, the love that you are understanding that is within you. It is God's love. Whenever we use the word love, love is the synonym for God, because we say God is love. And if we say God is love, then we can say I am love, because God is expressing through you as love, and you are love. All the love that you will ever need is already within you. And guess what? You must take it. You can take as much as you want. But when you take and understand that the love is flowing through you, then you must, as you receive, you give. And we call that sowing. In other words, the seeds of love. They are precious, they are enjoyable, and they multiply. And knowing this, as you give it out, you will find it makes a difference in your life and the life of anyone. And first I was thinking about a situation. If you are in a situation where you're confounded or confronted with negativity, your focus should be on love. And you can say within yourself, how much love can I bring to this situation? As much as you want to bring to the situation. As soon as you start thinking how much love can flow out of you, the process continues, because you are knowing it in consciousness and you are expressing it and realizing that you attract to you, or you are giving out love, therefore you are attracting to you love. And regardless of how discouraging the situation may be, if you persist in using love, you will find that whatever it is, it will dissipate. I read a little article about this gentleman who came to a practitioner. He came on crutches because he was arthritic. You know what the word arthritis, you hear people talk about it. So he came for treatment. And as he sat, he discussed his life as it took place for the last 4 or 5 years. He was in business with his brother. They were successful, and as time went by, they were together for about 5 years in the business, and then something happened and they decided to separate. And in separating, they did not separate in love. He became very bitter, very hostile, very antagonistic, and every negative thing that you could think about, he thought about his brother. And he ended up having to use crutches. When he came to the practitioner, he stated his whole life. And they sat for a while. They spent more than an hour just talking. He was talking about his life, his family, and the practitioner was listening. And when he felt that he had said everything that he had in his mind or he thought about, he eventually stopped. And that took about half an hour to 45 minutes. That's a long time. but it was as if he was going to another church. He was confessing. And at the end of that session, the treatment was given, a prayer. The practitioner did a treatment, and his whole demeanor had changed, the individual. He was totally relaxed, and he felt that he had released a burden, something that he had carried for so long. And then he stood up. He put his hat on, he took his coat, he put his coat on, and then he said goodbye. And he started walking out. And the practitioner had to remind him that he had forgotten his crutches. You got anything from that story? In other words, what bound him, what he was so bound up with, was all the negative thoughts and feelings that he had carried for the 5 years about himself, about his brother. So therefore there was really nothing to heal, but only God to be revealed through him. Because the God presence was with him all the time, but he was not aware of it. So we have to be careful as to those negative thoughts and feelings that we carry around. And instead of using negative thoughts and feelings, let us use love. Love yourself more. Is there anything in mind that you think that you can do for yourself right here, right now? Don't tell me, but think about it. But if it deals with love, then you will be able to take a new look at whatever the situation is, and you will be more inclined to realize that there is a higher power, there's a presence and a power within you, which is God itself, that is forever doing its work through you. And as you become consciously aware of it, as you become in tune with it, you will find that a lot of the stuff that we take around is unnecessary. You hear quite a bit about the subconscious mind. I'm sure you do. The subconscious mind, which we speak about, is the mind that accepts all that we give to it. We have the conscious mind and the subconscious mind. The conscious mind gives the orders and the subconscious mind accepts. The thoughts and feelings that we carry, and some we state, some we do not, but we just say, oh, I'm not verbalizing it, but we keep in mind with anger and annoyance and all that. The subconscious mind hears, feeling, and it hears what you're saying. I'm using the term hearing because you are knowing how you feel and what you're saying. And the subconscious mind picks it up, but what we learn is the great involuntary life goes on whether we are awake or asleep. It is always working. It is that part of us that is forever doing good work for us. When you are asleep, you do not say to your subconscious mind, take care of the meal that I had at 8 or 9 o'clock before you go to bed. The subconscious mind is so in tune that it takes care of everything, all your bodily functions. And we need to know that this is part of the mechanism, or when we say the God itself functioning through us in a wonderful way, and we are able to be consciously aware that we should do the right thing. The right thing would be knowing that there was a master planner who arranged everything, And everything is done for us in a wonderful way. All bodily growth, every function of the body, every stem from the subconscious mind. There actually is intelligence within every cell and every atom of our body. This intelligence is tied to the subconscious mind. So the subconscious mind is our friend. It is our servant. So therefore we learn that whatever we use, and because we are focusing on love, we can send so much love to ourselves and release ourselves of any burden or thoughts and feelings that was not conducive to good health. We can release it, we can let it go. And we do not have to ask anybody if we can do it. You have the power within you to do it. You're consciously aware and you are doing it. It takes a conscious awareness that you are in control of your life. You are in control of whatever you do. You know, sometimes we think other people control us, but it's not so really. We make the decisions and we stand by it. So the decisions we make, the thoughts, the feelings, the thoughts we think, the thoughts we express, and the feelings that we harbor, let it be gentle, let it be loving, let it be kind. Because you will find that you will attract to you whatever you are putting out. I've met people who claim that they never have any friends. Have you met anybody like that before? Don't tell me. Well, if you are desirous of having friends, first you must become a friend. Not everybody can be friendly, but I think everybody can be friendly because everybody can be loving. So therefore, if you insist on being a loving, using the love faculty within you, you will attract to you others who feel likewise. Love attracts. So the individual who states that he or she has no friends, then they need to come into that awareness, that consciousness that there's so many people in this universe. There must be people who I could attract to me because I am a loving, joyous, happy person. So as you radiate that happiness, that love, that peace, that understanding, you will find that you attract to you your very own. We come to Science of Mind here at First Church, and the individuals who attend the services, or as you are today, or on Sundays or any time, we are more or less like-minded people. We think alike in some ways, but our focus is always the good expressing. Because we learn from the Science of Mind, as we change our thoughts, as we change our feelings, we experience greater good, and we experience greater good. But you have to change. The change is inevitable. Sometimes I find it difficult to change, but if you want to experience good, then it means you have to do something about it. I think earlier I said our spiritual growth is never dependent on anything outside ourselves. It is indeed an inside job. And the inside job, we have to know that within us there is a divine presence and power, which is life itself, which is God itself, expressing through us as life. And we accept it totally and completely, that the life that we live is the life of spirit or the life of God. So we say love is the grandest healing and drawing power on earth. And we find that in the Science of Mind textbook. And if you look through your textbook on page 298, it says, love is the grandest healing and drawing power on earth. So love will draw to you your very own. I said that before. So divine love is a beautiful cosmic melody that transforms and heals as it plays through human instrument. And the instrument it's you, your body, your mind, your consciousness. And the individual, you can witness that as you apply love to everything that you do, regardless if you're baking a cake, if you're taking care of your children, if you are working in an office. Always apply the love that you feel within you in whatever you do, and your work becomes easier, even better. Remember that when you apply love, you are really applying God's energy that is within you. Don't make it difficult. Just use it. One of the churches that we attended, one of the ministers, his wife sings, but she's a good singer, and that is Michael Beckwith. And she likes to sing, I release and I let go, I let spirit run my life. And when she does that, she sings it over and over, and everybody sway. I release, I let go, and I let spirit run my life. In other words, you take your hands off because you find you are not doing such a great job, so you allow the Spirit of God to really take charge and do its work through you. As one person heals in a family, a door swings open that invites the whole family to be healed. At the right time, in the right atmosphere, healing is revealed. By the time we go to the hospital, and that is where healing, when you go in and your doctor diagnose people who are accustomed in science of mind, you go to doctors, and you listen to what they have to say, but you do not come to a conclusion that whatever they're saying is right or is the truth. Because the Spirit of God within you is never ill, is never sick. It knows nothing about sickness. So the cause, we say cause and effect, whatever thoughts and feelings that you have harbored over the time, you experience it. It's experienced as the guy who had that arthritic condition. It expressed through him in such a way, And once you release all those negative thoughts and feelings, the anger and resentment and all that, then he experienced the life energy that was within him. He did not have to go out and shop for it, go to the pharmacy, buy something, take something. It was within him, and all that he needed to do was to just open up and allow it to flow through him. So those of us who need to love ourselves, there are certain things that you can do. You can take time I like to take time for meditation. I take time to be in the silence, just to be quiet. Because if you're working all day and you're traveling, you need to take that time for yourself. And in doing that, what you're really saying, I want to spend some time in the presence of God. That presence that is within me, I need to say, I love you. And I know that whatever I need is taking place right here within me. If it is health, it is my health and it's perfect. If it is wealth, the same. What we speak of prosperity, and it means that whenever we speak about it, we should be joyous. We should have no sense of restriction because there's money everywhere. And if we are consciously aware of it, we will attract it to us. Who's keeping time for me? Nobody? All right, so there's a little whatever. I need to read something for you guys. Love opens the way. You know, I prepare these little things for me to read. It says, and yet show I unto you a more excellent way, and that is from the Bible. Love walks in and opens the door when all else fails. There is no problem on earth that love cannot heal. Love is the answer to every human need, regardless of what you want at this time or any time. Love is the answer. Remember, love is God expressing in whatever form you need, whenever you need it. Love is the answer to my every need. Love guides me in paths of righteousness. Love heals antagonism and dispels hatred. I let love correct my misunderstanding in my life. I let love go before me and prepare the way. And sometimes, for those of us who are going and they would ask for treatment for a job, make sure that in your heart and mind you are saying, I know love has gone before me to prepare my way. And this interview would be the loving and the best that I've ever had. For the people I would meet, their love in expression, they are an extension of myself. I feel love. I express love. I greet love. I am centered in love. Right where I am in all the love, there is all that love. Love opens the door to divine right action in my life. Love heals me. Love corrects me and cleanses my heart. So if I have any thoughts, negative thoughts about anyone or anything, the love of God cleanses that. Love guides me into perfect paths of everlasting peace. Love is a more excellent way to a perfect expression. The love of God is my eternal blessing. So we are blessed as we continue to use the love that is within us. And as we study our science of mind, we realize that it expresses in and through us as love. What we learn, what we teach, and what we experience, it's all love. Okay? All right, I have some treatment here that